Today I want to show you how to create Google Slides from Google Sheets with AI analysis from Slideform. We start with a Google Sheet. This is an example dataset with just some regular unformatted data about some properties, some rental properties, and short-term rental bookings. And what we want to do is take this data, analyze it, and create a report in Google Slides that will look something like this. We want to have the year and the revenue for that year summarized in this slide deck. We also want to create some charts that show the amount of rent for each property, the year-over-year change, and summarize that revenue. In the next slide, we want to look at the star ratings for each of the properties and get out the best property and lowest rated property. And we can do all of this using Slideform's AI that connects directly to Google Sheets to generate these dynamic reports on demand or on a schedule. So let's jump in and see how it works. This is the Slideform application. It's a standalone application that you can connect your Google Sheets to and your Google Slides. And what we do is we have an AI assistant which can go in and analyze the Google Sheet for you. So you need to input information and queries that you want to answer. For example, what is the property with the highest star rating? If we open up this question or this assistant, what we see is that there's a query in natural language to identify the property with the highest star rating. And then we want to put in the data. So for this example, we connect our Google Sheet. This has the title of the Google Sheet, the worksheet, and table. And then what you want to do is just click test to run this query and see what the AI answers back. In this case, it tells us the property name, which is Ridgetop number 4. To go back to our AI assistant, we can actually create charts and metrics like the total sum of all the rent over the course of the year, percent change in rent year over year, and even create things like star rating, pie chart, and bullet points. So we can embed all of this information dynamically into the presentation and have it update automatically as the data in the Google Sheet changes. You'll also notice that we can control all of the formatting for these charts, the colors, and the layout, both either using the natural language prompt. Like in this case, I'm asking it to make the padding larger and tilt the x-axis labels, but we also have the capability to have settings for chart branding guidelines and presentation branding guidelines that really allows you to input your brand colors, your logo, and things like that. So once you have an AI generated piece of content, we can embed that into the presentation quite easily. What we want to do is create a Google slide deck that controls the layout, the fonts, and the general look and feel of your presentation. This is what we call a presentation template. And in the template, you identify all the fields that you want to be filled in with dynamic content using these curly braces. So for example, the total revenue for the year will be filled in here in this text box where I've placed this placeholder enclosed in curly braces. For a chart or an image, you can enclose that inside of a rectangle and then put the curly braces. So this is just a regular Google slide deck, and it will be filled in dynamically each time we need to create the presentation. By controlling this template separately, it allows you to have complete control over the branding, the colors, and the layout of the presentation, and that will not change from one version to the next. So once you have a template that you're happy with, you go ahead and upload that into Slideform using our new project menu. And once that's in, you'll see a card like this that looks like the presentation. And then to go ahead and finish the setup, all we have to do is see each of the dynamic placeholders. You can either input the data directly and use that for filtering or other dynamic actions you can do with the presentation. Or, for example, for this chart, we can use the data that we've created from our AI assistant. So we just select that from the menu and fill in the chart that we want to use that we created with our AI assistant. For example, for the total revenue, we just connect that to the AI assistant and it will be filled in into this text box. So once this setup is complete, it's saved, and you only have to do this once at the beginning of your process, and every time you run this presentation, it's going to update all those numbers based on what's in the Google Sheet. So then to generate the output and create your presentation, we just click Generate. And for this project, we have no previews enabled, so we're just going to get the final results in the Google Slides format. And you can also save it as PowerPoint or PDF. And then in a couple of minutes, we'll see our results available here. It's processing now. But let's take a look at the output generated a couple of minutes ago. So we ran the project for the year 2024 and used that to filter the data. And you can see all of the dynamic elements, including the chart, the total revenue, and the revenue change are all formatted and placed into the presentation. And then we also have this AI generated set of summary, which as you can see is quite extensive, but if you wanted to edit anything or change anything, all you have to do is just type, because this is just plain text on the Google slide. The second slide, we have another presentation chart, and we have our bullet points about the best rated property that's filled in. So this just demonstrates quickly how you can create a dynamic presentation based off of this raw data in a Google Sheet using the Slideform AI to analyze, summarize, and create visualizations of that data. So if you would like a free trial of Slideform, just visit us at slideform.co and sign up. Thank you.